seatbelt and get ready for a crazy ride. It's time for the Live Wired Comedy Podcast with your hosts, Larry Lancaster, Ray Diva, Henry Jones, and DJ A-Rod.
All right.
A-Rod.
Live.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? It's the Live Wire Comedy Show. We are back. Larry Lancaster, DJ A-Rod, Ray Diva. She's
Where Ray Diva at?
She in the powder room, I think.
Oh, okay.
Ray getting her hair done by some unauthorized bootleg ass hair salon.
She in there making them Corona cakes. She been making those banana pies and stuff. Banana, what's it made? The banana pudding.
Yeah, and you know what's funny, right? That since you brought that up, I'm actually sitting here eating one of her banana puddings that I got from her today. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Yo, hey, A-Rod, I don't trust people food that don't have internet.
Huh?
I said I don't trust people food that don't have internet.
You ain't got the internet. You probably ain't got no gas. They don't tell them what you did with that damn food. So how is it? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, did we lose A-Rod?
Yeah, man, it's not bad. She I think we did, but it says something about
it's like
it's still going.
It's like a delay or something. It's not as going as fast as it was when April was on.
Oh yeah. So you said it's pretty good?
Yeah, not bad. It's not bad at all.
How y'all fellas making out with this Corona stuff going on? You tired of sitting in the house yet?
Well, you know me, I ain't sitting in the house. I'm still out.
Oh yeah, you out running around.
You an essential employee, right, A-Rod?
Yeah. Yep. So I'm still out every day.
Yeah,
I ain't bring every day, but I still be going out though, getting supplies.
Bringing them good goods to the warehouses around the. I'm saving the world one load at a time.
Hold on, Larry. You said you getting supplies.
Yeah, I'll be out getting supplies and doing the Lord's work, yo.
What kind of work is the Lord's work?
Yeah, what kind of work is that, LL?
Because
ain't supposed to be no churches.
No. The pastor's mad as hell. They didn't shut their money train down, yo.
Right.
Some of them still trying to have service.
Getting locked up too.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could be the goddamn jail chaplain since you don't want to listen.
The crazy joint is down here in DC. Them people that was at that fish market, crazy.
They shut it down, didn't they?
Yeah, they shut the whole joint down. It was like hundreds of people out there.
Yo, I saw that. Somebody took a picture. That shit looked like Artscape. Yo, I was like, that's why the fuck we're in the house, yo.
Yeah, this is crazy, man.
That's why.
I don't think it's
that's why we're gonna be here for a while.
I don't think it's an issue with people going out as long as you're going out with a purpose and you using common sense protocols. But if you congregate like that, that's not good, y'all.
They was trying to get some crabs, boy.
I just think a lot of people are not taking it as serious as they should.
Right.
They still think it's a game.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, how many people do you have to have come on here in the hospital bed, hooked up to shit, saying, yo, I thought it was a game too. Stay your ass in the house. Like, it's people coming on here sharing their stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like one day, like you good, and then the next day, because it takes some time for it to develop into that coronavirus. So you might get a minor cold, but you still keep going in and outside, and then you just make yourself worse than what you already is. And now you done got this shit that you can't get rid of.
Yo, you know what I do? I boil a pot of water. I take some orange peels and some lemon peels and some sea salt and boil that shit and inhale it.
Yeah. Somebody else just told me to
works.
do the exact same thing, the exact same ingredients that you just said.
That way, if you got
Yep.
the coronavirus or anything like that, it burns it out because the coronavirus can't survive in heat.
Right.
So the issue is when it get to your lungs. You can have it in your system, but once it get down to your lungs, that's when you're gonna have a problem.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's I noticed since I've been sick and you know I went to take the test. When I drink like tea and everything, I'll be pretty straight. But when I
Right.
drink like a water or something cold with some ice in it, and then my throat, I feel like I got congestion in my chest, and you know I get this cough out of nowhere when I drink something cold.
Because it burns up that phlegm and it drops it down into the stomach. Once
Right.
the stuff is in the stomach, then the acids in the stomach will eat it up.
Right.
But if the coldest part of your head is the nasal passages and then your throat. So that's why you got to get the heat in there to burn that shit up and liquefy it and drop it down to the stomach. I mean,
Right.
Right.
that's the nigga version. I ain't a doctor. I ain't trying to set the smart like that. But for what
Listen,
I
but
heard,
I-
this is the cure for every disease that you get. I don't know why people won't just go ahead and drink some ginger ale and just call it a day.
but
Yeah.
if you follow Dr. Sebi, he said any disease is a buildup of mucus. If you get rid of the mucus, you can cure any disease.
That's yeah. Because I think when I started getting better, I started like coughing up like phlegm and stuff like that. So it was starting to come up. That's how I know I was getting a little better. But then I'll go outside, the wind might be blowing a little bit too hard and stuff like that. So it was just like, yo, just sit your ass down.
But a lot of that too, Henry, is you gotta change your diet too, because certain foods help build up mucus.
Like
Yeah.
which ones? Like give me like example of one. So 'cause
All
I'm
the
probably
shit-
eating that.
All the shit you be eating. Nigga, don't act like you at the farmer's market and shit, eating sprouts and cauliflower when you got mucus built up. Don't be asking me for no goddamn examples. You know the shit you be eating.
And drinking.
I had some ribs. This is like organic right here. This is like this comes straight from a tree root.
Right. Organic whiskey. Okay.
So look,
Organic honey jack.
Is y'all bored yet? Like, yo, the other day I sat in here, I said, yo, I really miss performing, man. Like I missed that stage. I've been out, being on the mic. Like
Yo.
this is crazy.
I'm actually good, man, because I'm getting older. I'm slowing down. I'm not as restless as I used to be, where I felt like I had to be out. This shit happened at I can't say a good time in my life, but if it had to happen, this probably was the best possible time for it to happen, when I'm not as restless. Yo, I used to feel like a caged pit bull. I had to be out. I had to. I'm okay with sitting still now, and I'm taking advantage of the stillness of what's going on.
Right. So you
What
feel
are
like
you
getting
doing?
rusty?
What are y'all doing to keep y'all skills tight? Like as far as comedy, like if y'all ain't hitting no
See,
rooms, like what are y'all doing?
that's what I was saying. Because like A-Rod, you can just go, you know, in your studio and you know turn it on and you know keep practicing. But us, it just got to be like it's something different. I feel like I'm rusty.
I just feel like as long as you maintain your point of view, because to me, that's where I'm at with comedy. It ain't about jokes for me any longer. It's just about my point of view. So
Right.
whatever my point of view is on everything that's going on, it's just a wealth of stuff to talk about. All the shit that people not staying in, how many relationships then broke up. You know what I mean?
Woo!
And we've all lost somebody to corona, right?
Yeah.
I lost my girlfriend.
How you do that? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How
I
you,
mean, she ain't died. I just was like, yo, I ain't staying in the house with no angry ass chick, yo. I'm just not.
yo, do you see different sides of the people when you like in the house with them like all day, every day? You be like, God damn, I didn't know you used to pluck your toenails like this and shit like that. I'm usually not in.
A lot of relationships gonna get stronger or worse.
Or it's going,
Yeah.
yeah. That's
You
what I
know,
say, boy.
you know what most relationships that's ending? Parents and children.
Parents and children.
Now motherfuckers starting to realize what the teacher was saying wasn't a lie, yo.
Right.
Yo, you homeschool and you can't call nobody.
Right.
Yeah,
you can't tell on nobody.
They definitely getting a taste of what them teachers getting.
And the worst part is both of y'all fail. Because you know damn well ain't nobody equipped to teach their kids, yo.
Right.
Yeah, you right.
When was the last time you been in school and know some work to try to even help them out with this new age school stuff?
Yo, I saw the funniest meme ever. It was a dad, right? He had a white beater and the do-rag on, and he was holding the leather belt. And he was looking over his little girl while she was doing her work. And it said day 5 at Corona Elementary. Yo, that shit was so funny.
You better do this. And then they had the nerve to say that they on spring break right now.
Yo.
Y'all ain't even been in school and I don't know how long.
Yo, the government pulled a dope fiend move, yo. They said, "Oh, while y'all out, this is spring break
this
right
is
here."
Spring break. Yeah.
You ever had somebody do that shit to you? Like, you loaned them money, and then they like did one thing for you, and they tried to deduct that shit from the money.
I gave you $100, but you remember when I took you for that ride? I gave you
remember
ride.
You remember when I helped your grandmother move in 1987?
Yeah, or they owe you $100 and they go get something to eat and they bring you something back. You're like, yo,
right?
You know that yo,
you know that's coming out that $100,
right?
Yo, that's what the school system did to the motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They was like, oh yeah, while y'all out for this pandemic, go on and count that as your spring break.
I know what's getting me in my house is now I see how much everybody eat around this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Man, I done brought $800 worth of food. I had to buy another deep freezer, dude. And this little nigga in here is going through it.
Yo, I had my son, my son was eating up like a tapeworm, yo.
This dude right here making peanut butter and jelly with tuna fish, with lunch meat on it. It's just crazy stuff. He opening everything.
Yo, he sound like he's pregnant, Henry. Y'all might want to check him out.
Got a pickle, potato chips, boiled egg, waffles.
Yo, I told Chase, I caught Chase coming, like, I got food down in the basement. Like, that's my quarantine food just in case everything shut down.
Right.
But I got the other stuff upstairs. So I caught Chase coming from down in the basement. Like, he kept running down there, coming up with chips. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I went down to get some chips. I'm like, yo, that's the quarantine food. You don't go down there and get no food from down there. You better, if it's not up here, it ain't no more.
Yo, that's right. That shit for the apocalypse, yo.
Exactly.
Yo, man, see that I ain't never think about that. Niggas ain't got no apocalypse food. Like, you just went to the market because everybody was going, but you ain't got like
downstairs.
You ain't got the tuna fish, the canned food, and shit you can survive off of.
Yeah, you gotta prepare like the cowboys when you gotta eat beans out the can over fire.
Hey, yo, and I got that too. I got a lot of canned food, yo.
Yo, and you gotta have a nigga playing the harmonica while y'all eating the beans. Yo, this shit got me feeling like Rick from Walking Dead, yo.
Yo, that's what it's like. That's what I'm hoping. That's why I say, yo, I'm hearing all these people dying, right? But I'm like, yo,
they gonna come back.
They dying, but are they staying dead? That's the question I really want to know.
Right.
I want them waking back up, and they just not telling nobody.
Bible said he can come back from the dead. They gonna rise back from the dead. They gonna get up and start walking around.
Yeah.
Yo, let me tell you something. Don't we supposed to have Easter this Sunday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, you know it's bad when Jesus ain't coming back.
You know he ain't coming back.
Jesus was like, yo, I'll catch y'all next year. Y'all got y'all deal with.
You like y'all all right.
And it's crazy that Trump said his plan was to have everything open back up by Easter. You know that ain't gonna happen.
His shit gonna be open by Easter. Everybody else's
right. Yo, so how much money had y'all lost?
Oh my God,
Coronavirus,
I don't even want to talk about that.
I done had 7 shows canceled.
Let me tell you something. I had so many shows in March. My March was looking lovely. And we had a tour. We was doing the Alpha Male tour. I had a lot of gigs in April. I had gigs in May. That's just gone. But luckily, my finances is set up where I would have been able to I'm gonna be able to withstand this without anything coming in. Like, I ain't gonna be balling, but I got enough that, like, I ain't gonna get evicted or no shit like that.
Right.
Man,
you good. You able to sustain your like a regular, comfortable way of living.
Yeah, I mean, I can keep that. Even though they say they deferring all that stuff, but then once you get on the other side of it, you still gonna have to play catch up.
Yeah, and they ain't playing either, because you figure if this lasts 2 months and they like, all right, we're gonna defer your rent for 2 months, and this day that third month everything go back to normal, they taking your ass straight to rent court because you 3 months behind them. If you ain't got that lump
especially
sum.
if your rent $1,500, $1,700, something like that. Like, yo,
you know what's gonna happen? All the people that couldn't wait to be outside, they're gonna be outside.
Yeah,
good.
You right.
Right. It's gonna be mass evictions.
It's gonna be an outside flea market.
And then the motherfuckers gonna be wishing they was back indoors.
Goddamn repo tow trucks gonna be in full effect when this joint open back up.
Oh,
the day that it open.
That mean my business gonna be back up. Yeah, I still got people in the dealership coming to buy cars, man. Like,
that's what I don't understand. I don't understand how people still coming to buy cars, yo.
They still buying cars.
Think about it, A-Rod. Who the fuck want to catch the bus during the Corona pandemic?
But yes, ain't supposed to be going nowhere anyway.
But people still gotta go places, yo. What if you get sick and you're in the house? You gotta catch the bus to the hospital?
Yeah. You call a lift or something, but you might not even got the money for that.
And who the fuck gonna pick you up in the lift and you sneeze on the back of their neck? They gonna stop and put your ass out.
And you better give me 5 stars.
Yo, but it's definitely lift drivers still out there working though.
Could you imagine you in the car, yo, and then all of a sudden
somebody
you
sneeze
and you feel that wet mist on the back of your neck, yo?
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
Oh man. So, I'm looking at TMZ today. Tekashi is out.
Yeah, they hope he get that shit. That's why they put his ass out.
He is out. He been making a couple videos on Instagram. I've been saying he was in a store shopping, doing like funny videos.
First of all, what store?
He was in a clothing store. I don't know where it was at, but like he had a video, like a guy was walking. Oh my God, you Tekashi 6ix9ine, blah blah blah. Was talking like him. He was like, yeah, like he was just shopping, and he would just like say something like in his Tekashi voice. He was like real, like, no, I'm not, blah blah blah. He was like, yo, you ain't Tekashi.
Oh, so he wasn't
like I am.
He wasn't Tekashi. That was Hernandez.
Hernandez, right? Yeah, that's exactly what he talked like. He ain't had that aggression or nothing. Like,
is his hair still colorful? Or
he had the long plaits. It was colorful. You still see the tattoos and stuff on his face. Like,
damn.
It was crazy. I just looked at it. He did like 2 videos.
Yo, are you kidding me?
I swear on everything.
I wonder where he living at, because I know he can't be living at the same spot.
He had like a burgundy hoodie on. Like, it was crazy. He was like, yo, you out? You out of right? Yeah, I'm out. Like, it's crazy.
Yo.
And he got a deal. He got like a record deal, like a $10 million deal.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah, he got. I know about the $10 million. He got that when he was still locked up, that $10 million record deal.
Yeah.
One, of course,
a Spanish
album and a regular album.
That record deal was for the FBI. Cause that nigga was in there singing like a
He was singing.
motherfucker. He did a box set.
It was karaoke
Yeah.
every night.
I'm trying to tell
I
you, but
don't
yeah,
know. I don't know how he going to do it. How he do it? Like I don't know if he had security or not. Like, because it really wasn't like a lot of people. It wasn't nobody around him. It was just like him walking out. So
he couldn't have been in New York.
I'm definitely well. See, everybody, he can walk through New York and not get touched right now.
Oh yeah, well right now, because ain't nobody walking through New York right now.
New York is now the epicenter. So that might be the safest place for him to be right now. But I'm anxious to see how this shit pan out when everything over.
Yep, in a couple months, I want to see where he gonna be at then. They gonna have to move him somewhere like North Dakota or something.
Let's see him making videos around July or August.
Right.
It won't be nothing in the city. I can tell you that.
They gonna be on him. So
He ain't gonna be going on no tours either.
Lockdown.
Yo, New York got like over 100,000 people with the corona.
God,
and they said people are dying at such a fast rate. Like people been taking videos of them loading bodies up in trucks and stuff.
Yeah. I seen a guy in jail. He was like right next to a dude. He said he was dying, and he was recording him. He said they don't know we got phones in here, so I want y'all to know what we doing. So he was recording the dude. Like the dude was like wheezing real bad, like his butt buddy. And it was like they were showing like different people in cells. Like he said, yo, everybody got it. Yo. He said he had a mask on. He said I don't know if I got it or not, but he said I'm straight for right now, but they not doing nothing for us. Like we just in here dying.
And that
he said he had some of the symptoms. He said he couldn't taste no more. But he was like, well, he don't know if he tripping or he really can't taste or really smell that much. So he think he might have it. But I'm like, yo.
No, that's wishful thinking, yo. You don't think you can't taste no more, yo.
It was just like nobody around him. It was just like nobody around him. It was just like nobody around him.
That's wishful thinking. He got that shit. He was just everybody mind playing tricks on him, yo.
Yeah. That gotta be tough in there. So
and they got the tents. They had the tents in jail where they was taking all the dead bodies over there.
Yeah, that's bad.
The issue is this. Y'all both know this. Jail is not the place to be sick.
Hell no.
And so even under normal circumstances, it's difficult to get proper medical care. You know damn well once that shit got into the prison system, it's going to spread like wildflower because you're already in conditions that's not acceptable under normal circensstances. It's not clean. It's a festering place for germs and viruses, and you in an enclosed environment. You got to control movement. You in close contact.
Damn well.
I remember listening to NPR, and they had some officials talking about like once it gets in the prison system, it's just gonna be horrific.
Yep.
And they was already saying that like a couple of weeks ago.
Wow. So what they do for the COs and stuff that they're working in?
They in there just like that's probably how it happened. Because you got to think if y'all indoors and you not out, how does it come in?
Right, because they stopped all the visits.
It ain't like the shit
spread like wildflower because you already in conditions that's not.
It had to come in from outside staff. And the other thing about this is that people could be asymptomatic, so you could be walking around with no symptoms and still be a carrier. And not
exactly. Yeah.
That'd be crazy if you go to and you know I got tested. And before they gave me results, like this is such of a big thing. Like they should have a system where when they test you, you should know within like 10 to 15 minutes. Because they took a flu test for me, and they said, all right, we're gonna have your flu test back in 15 minutes. But the corona was gonna take 2 weeks. So let's say they did the test, and then they sent me home. I couldn't go outside for 2 weeks, right? I'm just like, all right, while I'm waiting on the test. That test might become negative, but I might have developed the symptoms that actually have the shit. And you telling me that I don't have it, but then I'll probably end up developing the shit. It was just like real crazy.
Like
I think
after your doctor visit.
After the doctor visit, right?
Yeah, you could.
I think this what happens, Henry. That's probably why they gave you the flu test. Because if the flu test came back, they probably would have automatically assumed that you had the corona.
The corona, right?
So that's probably what they doing. They probably testing people for the flu because they share the same common symptoms.
Right.
So if you come back with the flu, they'll probably say, well, let's just act as if he had a corona and ask him to self-quarantine. So if you self-quarantining, see, that's the other thing. You got to rely on people doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And not everybody is going to do the right thing.
Right.
And so that's another reason how things spread. So if you say, okay, Henry, your flu test came back positive. So rather than to wait to see if you got the corona and waste the test, we just going to act as if you do. Just stay in the house and stay by. But what if you don't have that option?
Yeah.
So that's the issue. That's why it's so important for people to stay put for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And it's bad if you got to when you self-quarantine, because I know somebody who got it, you get no medical attention at all. It's not like they checking up on you. They're not coming to give you nothing to make make your stay easier. Then you got the burden of your family. They might be in there, they might not have it. So now he got it. He got to stay in the room. But his wife, like when she cook for him or whatever, she bring the food up, sit it by the bedroom door, and then she walk away, and then he come out. It's just crazy. Luckily, he's doing a lot. He's getting better now. Right. Thankfully, he's getting better now. But it was bad, He could barely talk. Like when he got and they, like he said they once they figured out that he had it, like he didn't hear from no hospitals, no doctors or nothing. They was like, oh, you just got self-quarantine for 2 weeks.
Right. And so
that could have went in a way.
I really look at this shit like it's population control. If you're not strong enough to get on the other side of it, they basically like, yo, bye.
Yeah.
Right.
If you ain't rich,
it's overpopulation anyway.
If you ain't rich, you don't have money, or you ain't somebody that they really care about keeping alive for whatever reason, it's almost like, yo, if you can get on the other side of it, cool. Then if you can't, because I've heard people say they was in the hospital and the doctor came back saying, we don't know what else to do for you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that's true. And then they were short on ventilators, so you already know it. If you got asthma or any pre-existing illnesses anyway, that's even worse on you.
And that's what I had. I had asthma. I had to go get like 2 different inhalers to open up my lungs, and so I take them like every day. And then they just told me to take Mucinex and just chill out.
So it's really, I don't know if it's intentional, but it's definitely on some survival of the fittest shit.
Yep. That's why I feel so bad for the older people, because a lot of older people is dying. They the ones dying, and like you said, like I know the couple dudes that died, they were bigger dudes, so I'm assuming they had some already, like they might have had like diabetes or asthma or bronchitis. But I'm like, yo, this joint taking out a lot of old people in the couple of dudes that the other couple of dudes that I know that they took out, they was big dudes, so I'm figuring they had to have some other type of pre-existing
and also with that
illnesses.
A lot of times when you have weight problems, that's a strain on your heart as well. So
anyway,
even if you don't have those other issues, that's a pre-existing issue too, a heart condition.
And I had that's what the diabetes and the asthma. I get up every day. I just walk. You know what I'm saying? Walk the dog for a minute. A couple times around the neighborhood, and then come back and I try to stay healthy. How hard is it for y'all knowing that you got this coronavirus? This is probably something that y'all never even think about all day. Because Larry, I see you do it all the time. A-Rod, I see you do it a couple times. How often do you touch your face? Like, how hard is it for you not to touch your face?
It's almost impossible.
I'm like always like my hands in my face, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't touch my face when I'm out. As soon as I come in the house, I go straight and wash my hands before I do anything.
So how did you get into that repetition?
You just started doing that
you
recently, though. You didn't always do that, though, right?
Oh, of course not. And this the other thing. I think this the other thing people don't understand. Being exposed to certain things helps you build up an immunity to them.
Yeah.
Right.
So for
That's
a
why they
lot
wanna
of
get-
people it's almost like it's counterproductive. If you expose it, if you a clean, like an insanely clean person, you actually are being counterproductive.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying you should be filthy as a pig, but like I done ate some shit off the floor. You know what I mean? Like,
But yeah,
I'll eat without washing my hands, so I have a strong immune system. But you gotta expose yourself to stuff in order to build that immune system up.
but
If
yeah,
you're
just-
always
I got-
washing everything and doing all of that, you actually being counterproductive. Of course, it's a little too late to start doing that now, but
Right.
because I was that person that wasn't always, I gotta make sure I clean. I gotta make sure my immune system is strong. So
Right.
now I can withstand something without it knocking me out.
But but you got to remember, like all of us are, we in our 40s. So when we was younger, we ain't never washed no hands, yo.
Right.
Man, you used to eat
You
dirt.
go
all
to the
types of
bathroom,
shit. You
come
ain't care
back
about
out,
nothing.
don't wash your hands in the house.
Yeah,
You know.
man. And I think that's and we ain't have half the problems that these kids have today. Like all these allergies and sicknesses. Like they get sick off the look. I mean, I think that's what made us Tonka tough. Now, you know what I mean? We can
Right.
withstand a lot of that stuff.
It's
Right.
amazing how all the back in the day diseases went away and these new diseases come. Like, I can't remember the last time I heard somebody say they had poison ivy or the chicken pox or the mumps or scabies or something like that.
That's because niggas don't go outside and play no goddamn more.
Nope.
Right.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Wingworm, you ain't got a wingworm or nothing.
Right. You can't get poison ivy playing Call of Duty in the basement for 8 goddamn hours.
Hell no.
We had all kinds of shit when we was kids. We had Legionnaire's disease,
Yo,
mesothelioma, gangrene and shit, Spanish flu. We had everything. We just said, your mother would tell your ass, go lay down and shit.
Hold on, what was the Spanish flu?
Yeah, we had the Spanish flu. We had all kinds of shit. You tell your mother you don't feel good, she wasn't rushing you to the hospital. Go lay your ass down.
You better go ahead and take a teaspoon of this Robitussin and go lay down for a while.
Get you some of that Campbell's chicken soup. That was the slickest shit your mother did, man. Campbell's chicken soup.
Yo,
if you get some crackers, nigga, you was in there.
Think about have you ever opened up a can of Campbell's soup now? Like the old Campbell soup with the red and white can versus like the new soups that they have now.
The old Campbell soup looked like it already had snot in it. That's probably why that shit killed you. They was actually ingesting.
Yo. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I can't even believe I used to eat all the stuff that we used to eat. Boy, I looked at a can of that soup. I'm like, man, I cannot believe I used to eat this shit.
And if your mother was bougie, she got you some Progresso. That was
Progresso.
Yeah.
Oh, that was back. That came a little later.
I never had no Progresso. Not when I was young. It was always the Campbell soup.
That was for the bougie parents who thought they was stepping shit up.
Oh, yeah, that definitely wasn't us.
We had that Campbell soup, yo. And you had to be healthy to open that shit.
Yeah,
right. Whatever can opener you had.
You had to have some strong ass wrists to open that motherfucker.
Right.
Yo.
Now they got the little joint you can just snap off.
Yeah, the can openers back in the day, they had it was like a little point thing, like a knife. You had to stab the can and then pump your hand up and down and turn around the can. So that's the only way you get that joint open.
Niggas is old.
Yeah, A-Rod took it back. Look, A-Rod, that's when you ran out of milk and you had to use the canned milk.
The canned milk.
That pet milk. It wasn't even called carnation milk. It was just called pet milk back then.
Pet milk, yo.
We didn't know what pet it came from, but it was pet milk. That's all it had. That's disgusting.
That shit came straight from the cow. It ain't had no cutter in it.
Yeah, none at all.
They ain't put no water with it or nothing.
My God.
That was the blue magic of dairy, yo. They ain't had no cutter.
That was that Frank Lucas right there,
Nigga, you was
buddy.
getting that Frank Lucas milk.
I
That shit was
branded
thick.
myself.
I'm
That shit
telling
was
you.
thick. It was thick. You had to add some water to that shit and eat your
Yes,
cereal.
sir.
You was sitting there like, I should not have to live like this. Like, you was talking to yourself. I want a new family. This is bullshit.
So look,
Yeah, man. I think and see that was something else that made us so strong, immune system so strong, yo.
Right.
All that shit that we used to eat back then. Oh my God.
man, these kids. You ever get the list where you take your kids to school and they be like, no peanuts, and your lunch couldn't have no peanuts and stuff like that? It was crazy.
Yo, I'm going to tell you something. We really lived through survival of the fittest, yo.
Yes, sir.
Because think about it. We ain't had no toy recalls. Remember that shit?
Nope.
If your ass was dumb enough to eat a Weevil and died, then that was the Lord's
That was
will.
it. That's what you did.
There wasn't no recall because you ate a Weevil. You're not going to punish all these kids. Remember Light Bright Show, all them little ass pieces?
All them little pieces.
Yeah.
Yo, I got about 6 Light Bright pieces in me, right? If you died from a Light Bright piece, yo, it was your time.
It's just your time, yo.
Yo, remember you see kids with helmets and fucking knee pads on to ride a bike, yo?
Yeah, when I see all that, it's like crazy.
Yo, let me tell you something. Remember, we used to ride 2 and 3 tour bike. A nigga on the handlebars.
And a nigga on the seat, and a nigga standing up
on the
in the
back
middle.
of the
If you
seat,
were slick,
facing
they
the
were
opposite
standing
way.
on the pegs.
Yeah.
Right. And look, we used to get in a cardboard box and slide down this hill, and the box used to slide into the street.
Oh, yeah. We used to do that, too. Yeah.
Oh, shit, man.
It wasn't no fucking helmet.
Yo,
Nah,
these kids got it good, yo. And they don't even know how much fun. We used to have way more fun than what they having right now. It's crazy.
Yo,
Building
we
a
lived
go-kart
life
from
of danger
the
every
wood,
day,
just from
we used to-
wood.
Right. We used to do dangerous shit every day.
Every day. Walking in the creek. You can't even walk through the creek no more.
Yo, you remember that y'all had this in y'all neighborhood where everybody was making go-karts and shit?
Yeah. All the wood.
Uh-huh.
You take the big wheels, like put them in the back.
Right. And
Yep.
then
You had a little string that they control the front.
you had all these random go-kart pieces laying around the hood and shit. It was like crazy rays. And yo, I remember one time I was running and stepped on the block of wood and it had like a 10-inch nail sticking through the shit.
Oh, my
shit.
gosh.
And it got stuck in my foot. And they pulled it
Man.
out, yo, and gave me a little shot. And I was on
That
my
tetanus shot.
A tetanus
was
shot. Shoot, that was nuts, man. I remember being growing up in Dutch Village and going down the hill in Dutch Village and on an old big wheel and didn't have no brakes and I ain't had no shoes on. And I put my bare feet and my knuckles slide trying to stop the what you
Yo,
call it, pull all the skin off my feet.
You went
Big
Fred
Rick was
Flintstone,
disgusting.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yo. Hey, yo, my mother and Big Rick, yo, was going bananas, yo. Like, my feet was, like, tore up. I couldn't remember. That was fun back in the day. So, look, while y'all in the house, what y'all watching? I know Netflix is going crazy right now.
Netflix is, yo.
I should
I'm
put
so
some stock in
glad.
Netflix.
Yo, I love Monique, but I'm glad we ain't listen to her ass, yo.
We all been messed up, yo.
I fucking love Monique, nigga, but hey,
I ain't getting rid of that. I watched
Nigga.
that Tiger. That Tiger King was the funniest thing I
yo, that
seen,
Tiger
man.
King was some hilarious shit, yo.
Yo, I still ain't see that shit yet.
Hey, yo, you
got to
gotta
see it.
watch it. It's like watching Jerry Springer on steroids, yo.
Yo, that's crazy.
Yo,
I
You like
craziest
drama?
ass white people ever.
You know how we got our own circle, and when we hear about something, you be like, "Yo, can you believe so and so said something to so and so?" And you just want to hear the end of the story. You know, you just be paying attention because Larry telling the story. We just like, for real, what happened? Yo, that's how that Tiger King is, yo. Like, you had to watch it to the end, try to figure out like what happened with these two people that was going at it.
Let me tell you how I started watching the Tiger King, A-Rod. So, you know, I told you my son been over here the whole time. So, me and him just been chilling. You know, daddy and son bonding and shit. So every night we'd decide, okay, what we gonna watch, right? So he was in the shower or he was on the phone with his girl or whatever. And so I ain't want to start a movie till he came out from what he was doing. So I said, well, shit, I'll watch this. You know how when you scrolling through Netflix and then, little shit will pop up.
Yeah,
like little preview of the movie.
So the Tiger King popped up, right? And it'll slide to the next thing, and then the trailer will come on. So I was like, well, I'm going to watch this till he come out the shop.
Until he come down.
Not with no intentions on being hooked on it. Yo, I start watching that shit within the first 5 minutes of them talking about Joe Exotic, right? I was like, yo, I gotta see this. And I ended up binge watching it because he ended up staying in the room. I guess he was boo loving or whatever he was doing. And I end up, I ain't go to bed till like 6, 7 o'clock. Like I had got up to like the 4th episode and shit.
So I hold up. So it's not a movie. It's actually like a series.
It's
like
a series.
No, the dude did. This is live documentary.
Right.
What they did of this stuff. It was going back
How many
and forth.
parts
So it's like about.
It's like a mini series, like the Hernandez story was.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Yeah. And that was another crazy thing.
Yeah, that shit was crazy too, yo. But,
Hernandez. I did watch that. Hernandez joint.
So that's good. I've been watching Top Boy.
That's good. Did you see the first one though? The original Top Boy.
No.
See, you gotta watch the original Top Boy, and then watch this Top Boy. Cause see, this Top Boy, the two main characters were in the old Top Boy. They, so you gotta watch that one first to get the history of them.
Oh, okay.
But both of them on Netflix. Because I watched the original Top Boy years ago, and I was like, yo, this is dope. And I was like, yo, I wonder why they ain't make another Top Boy. Because when it ended, one of them went to jail, and one of them was still home. So I was like, yo, how they going? They ain't never make it. I was so glad.
So how you watch the original one?
It used to be. It was on Netflix.
Yeah, it was on
so
Netflix.
I think it still might be on there. Just look up Top Boy. It still might be on there.
Yeah, you YouTube all that shit though.
Okay.
Yeah, but the first one is dope. You're like the first one was. I mean, the first one gives you the history of how those two became Top Boys.
All right, so now my new shit is fucking Ozark.
Ozark is the shit. I just finished the third season a couple days ago.
So I'm
still in the first season.
I've been binge watching that. That shit is incredible. Ozark.
That shit is dope.
Fucking incredible. Yo, Jason Bateman. Yo, he is so funny to me, yo.
Yo, he
what
is
season?
Hilarious,
what season you on now?
I just finished the 3rd.
Oh, you just finished? Oh, okay. Yo, that Ozark is serious.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Ozark. I've been watching Better Call Saul. I've been going in and out of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I started that last year, and I never finished it. I never really got into it. I guess I really wasn't paying attention when I was watching. I really wasn't.
Yeah, it's
I
one
ain't
of
really
those
get
things
into it.
where I've been trying to watch it like 3 or 4 times because I was such a big fan of Breaking Bad.
Right. Yeah. Right. Me too.
And so that's why I've been kind of like trying to get caught up into the beginning stories of it because that's what that is. It's kind of like a prequel to Breaking Bad.
Right. Yeah.
Even though it's a spinoff, it's a prequel.
Yeah. I ain't get back.
Did y'all watch Coffee and Kareem yet?
I heard that's good.
Yo, I watched half of that. Yo, everybody say that movie was so funny, yo, but it really wasn't to me, yo. I'm about 3/4 of the way through, and
I think people who really got children, and just letting you know, like watching that movie, and your son, both of y'all sons is like into acting and stuff like that. Would you allow your son to take a role like that, the curse as much?
No, not like that. No, Shorty was going too hard. He was going too hard, yo.
Yeah, it was pretty funny to me, but I was just like, when I got to the end, it was just like, yo, all right, it was just too much. It's almost like a comedian, like you joning on somebody, all right, and now, like, all right, let's get off, not keep going.
Right,
now it's not even funny no more. Like it was just too much. But it was pretty funny for a little bit.
I haven't watched it, but I heard so many people talking about it. I think I'm gonna give it a shot.
Yeah.
You just give it a shot, but I mean, it's okay. It was okay.
And so I've been watching. Let me say. I said,
Oh my God, because they was the
I've
shooting
been
last night,
introducing
and
my
it's
son to
going on 10
certain
o'clock.
stuff because there's certain stuff he hasn't seen.
Out back.
Hopefully, like school
Can you
days. Let
close
them
that
watch
up,
school
please?
days and
Yo, he
all them
never
old
saw.
crush
Last
movies.
night it
He
was.
never
And
saw
it's
the
10
Bad
o'clock.
Boys,
It's
yo.
too late.
No, like the
Martin
first
Lawrence
two.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, Bad Boys. So I had him watch the first one.
Yeah, you gotta watch the first two.
Yeah, I didn't. He hasn't seen the second one yet. We saw the third one in the movie, so I always want to go back. Like even with John Wick, we saw like the third John Wick, right? So then I had to go back and let him see the first two.
Yeah, see, I never seen the first one. I seen the second one and the third one. I haven't seen the first one yet.
He never saw Goodfellas. I had to introduce him to that.
Oh man.
Now you ready to turn him into a serial killer.
Yo, you gotta let him watch you gotta watch the Irishman too, yo. That's
Yeah,
dope too.
we
Reminds
watched
me
that
of,
too.
yeah.
I let him watch that.
Irishman, because who was that? Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, the story of Jimmy Hoffa.
Yeah, man, that was like an incredible movie. Like it was crazy.
It was, though.
And I knew he was into the mob stuff like that, but I didn't know if it was just like that. And every time I watch those movies, I always Google like the real people behind it and stuff like that.
Yeah, that whole story was crazy. I just
like,
I love Martin Scorsese films anyway.
Yeah, like I'll be watching. Lisa Ray got like a murder case joint on BT. Murder in the Thirst, I think it's called, and they did the story on what's his name, Ray Caruth. Is that the football player?
Yeah,
the football player.
Man, that was the way they everything, yo. It was crazy. I had to go Google like the real story and stuff like that. Like they was on point with it.
Yeah, Ray Caruth. Oh man,
he home now though. You know, that's
he
the
home.
funny part. He home.
And then he wanted to get custody of the kid.
Of his son, right?
Yeah. And his son is like it's like got some mental illness, right?
So
Yeah.
he got special needs.
Because he got autism. He got autism or something.
That was because he shot his mother while she was pregnant.
Right.
What was he even thinking about, dude?
Yo, they made a big deal out of OJ. This motherfucker.
Yo.
Most people can kind of like Chris Rock saying, I ain't saying he should have killed her, but I understand. This shit right here is no explanation possible, y'all.
Yo.
And then you slow down like a hit. Usually the people that I know, and you know, we've been in a system before, and people who I know did something to women, they did it themselves. Like they, you know, it was something that they did. But he set this up where he slowed down in the car, let the other car come up behind him, and they just banged off on it. And then the dude got it. I didn't even know that this was a trial that was being shown on national TV, whatever. So the guy that he hired, man, he was going all in. He was snitching on him like shit.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
He was like, yeah, because he knew he was going to kill her. He was end up going to kill a dude too.
Yo, this shit was horrible, yo. So that was a documentary.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
It's like the Murder in the Thirst. What she do is she talk about the people who went through like kind of murders and drugs, stuff like that, and just tell a story with like reenactors and stuff like that.
This on the Lisa Ray joint, right?
Yeah,
right.
Okay.
But they did do a documentary on that too. But that was crazy.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you another good documentary I watched. Who Killed Malcolm X?
That was good.
I seen that.
Yeah.
I didn't look at it yet, but I went past it.
So we watched that. I had him watch The Black Godfather because I had seen that. He hadn't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
You mean The Black Godfather?
You never saw The Black Godfather?
That's what it's called, The Black Godfather?
Yeah. And it's a real live documentary. It's about a guy named Clarence Avon. And it goes to show how prominent he was in entertainment and politics. And a black guy is like you gotta watch it, though. It's serious.
Yeah,
I might have to check that out. I never heard of that.
He influenced just about anybody famous that you could think of he had some type of 6-degree separation where he influenced their career indirectly or directly.
Yeah, that's
You
good.
gotta watch that, A-Rod.
Yeah, I might have to
I've
check
been
that one out.
You
on
should
top
watch
of.
that shit tonight, yo.
we got a water if we in. So on top of watching a lot of Netflix, I this is the only time where I really got a chance to read. You know, I had this book for like the longest time. And I finally read it, you know, instead of skipping to the part where my name was mentioned and your name was mentioned and stuff like that. So I finally got to read that, and that was pretty good. And you know, I was reading Omar.
Oh wow!
Oh yo, so Omar book was good, but it was misspellings like shit in it. So he did the book, and everything is like good now. But I'll say no, I want the original. I need the original with the.
He wrote it. He wrote it like niggas was actually talking every time.
Right.
See, that's how you get that authenticity.
And I got
before a nigga knew what you got the book before a nigga knew what an editor was.
Right. It's crazy. And this was another book that I always wanted that I started reading. And I got it for my birthday a couple years ago. Somebody said there, Faith
Keeping the Faith.
Keeping the Faith.
That's a nice picture of Faith. God damn, she was looking sultry as shit.
Right. So these was like some books that I was reading. I'm still reading this one, but I read the other two. And big shout out to Omar.
And big shout out to our girl Sylvia Traymore, our mother.
Sylvia. Man, listen, you put me in a book in my first year doing comedy, man, I said, man, I must have really been working and really doing something back then.
Also, you know what else has been trending? Tony Wood's been getting a lot of love based on Dave Chappelle giving him credit for being his OG in the comedy game.
Yo, for real, I never knew that, and I seen that on the internet.
And also, it's an article out about the article is the guy that made Dave Chappelle. Oh
yeah.
Yeah, somebody put it on Facebook and said you should read it. It was
he got something new on actually he got something new on Netflix that he's doing. I went past it the other day, but I was just too tired to.
But you know that
too tired to watch it.
His Mark Twain Award is on Netflix.
Okay, that might be what I'm looking at.
Where he actually shouts out Tony Woods, and Tony Woods was there in the audience.
Ooh, you ain't gonna be able to tell him. You ain't gonna be telling the Wood nothing now, baby.
But everybody been knowing this for years, like all the vets in comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, the old heads used to tell me that. You know what I mean? So I always knew that. And when you watch them, you can see it. Once somebody tell you, and then you watch both of them.
Then you start looking for it, yeah.
So the other thing was.
So you think Kevin Hart to do that with what's our guy in Philly? Toure.
I think
because Toure did it. He did jokes about it on stage. I see him do jokes about it.
Yeah, well, that's widely known, so it ain't like that's a secret.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of people, unless you were in the business and had a certain amount of time in comedy, they wouldn't know the Tony Woods, Dave Chappelle connection. But a lot of people kind of know that Toure and Buck Wild, that they were instrumental for Kevin in the beginning.
Oh, Buck Wild too? I never knew that.
Yeah. Actually, Toure said Buck Wild introduced Kevin to him.
Right.
When Kevin said, I actually worked with Kevin when he wasn't even Kevin Hart, he was Lil Ked.
Lil Ked.
And we did a show together at Arena Players. They had some type of, that promoters come up with these theme shows. So the theme show was basically DC versus Baltimore and Philly. So they broke the show up in two halves. And they had the DC comics, and then they had the Baltimore comics, and Kevin Hart. And Kevin was like, nobody really knew who he was, but even then you could tell he was funny, and he was funny in his own way.
Right.
Right. He didn't come out talking about all the stuff generally urban comics talk about. And so when you see that, you like, yo, this dude a little unique. Like you can see, he wasn't talking about, yeah, so the chick sucked my dick and all that shit.
Right.
He was like almost like a little nerdy type of guy. The way he came across on stage, that self-deprecating kind of comedy. But even then, when you was watching, you was like, this dude's something special. Because for him to come in here with these type of niggas and do that type of material and still be funny, it was like, that's something special. So even then, before we knew who Kevin was, I worked with him years ago. Yeah. This was like, I was still new in the game. I ain't even had 2 years in.
Yeah,
he was still Kev the Bastard.
Right. Well, no, he was calling himself Lil Kev.
I seen China. I got real close with China. He showed me a flyer with, I think it was him. China. He did a show at maybe the Lyric or something, and Kevin Hart was on it. It was Kevin Hart, Skiba, and it was a couple other guys. I don't know if it was Mike Brooks or something like that, whatever. But these guys was all on. I was like, was it Cool Brother? It was just people that I just happened to know and whatever. And I was just like, wow, yo, you've been doing this thing for a long time. So that was pretty cool.
Had the opportunity to work with him the second time for a promoter named Tracy Wiggs. Y'all know Wiggs, right?
Wiggs, that's my guy.
So Wiggs was doing a lot of the college stuff, and so he had me do this. It was an all-female college in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Miami.
It was and it was right in the middle of the hood, right? And I opened up, and Lil Kev was the headliner. And this went where he was Kevin Hart, but he wasn't Kevin Hart, if that makes any sense. He was big, he was big, but not at the point that he is now.
Right.
And he was just so nice and gracious, man. And again, went to this college and did all that stuff about his family and his kids and ripped.
Right.
And you can't really do that type of shit with college kids because a lot of times they don't relate to it.
Right.
I've seen some real funny people do some real grown people comedy in the college and bomb. Not because they weren't funny, but a lot of times the college kids just relate. They don't have those life experiences yet to find the humor in that everyday grown people shit. But Kevin went there and did that shit, and ripped. Mm-hmm. So it's just when people say, I hear a lot of people, when you talk to people, and people always big up us. Oh, you funny? I don't think Kevin Hart. I just like, that boy, the man is funny.
Yeah, he's a lot. I hear a lot of people say they don't like him. I was like, you crazy.
And I'm just like, as somebody who knows comedy and is an expert in comedy, I always correct people and try to educate them on comedy because some people, they think they know comedy, but they only know when they laugh. And it's just like how Floyd Mayweather, training. Most people don't know shit about boxing. And it's true, it's true with comedy too.
Right.
But because people have seen comedy and they know what makes them laugh, everybody think they're expert.
Yeah. So who was y'all OGs? Even A-Rod, you DJ, Larry, you do comedy. Who was y'all OGs in the game?
Who you want to take that one first, A-Rod?
The OGs is like, what do you mean?
As far as like the DJ OGs games, like, because I know you came up with like Scotty, because when I met you, you was in a record store, so you was with DJ Class. If anybody knows DJ Class, he made because I'm the shit with Kanye and stuff, and Scotty. I think Scotty was around y'all spot, right? Oh, and Sean Caesar too. I think Sean Caesar running.
And Sean Caesar, yep. Sean Caesar, Ty Flex, all of even Rob Braxton. I mean, all of those. I came up under all of those, but I actually, I mean, Ruby too. I mean, I consider all of them OGs, but I was closer to Class and Scotty because we all worked in the same store,
right?
And then I was,
Scotty worked around the corner from you.
Yeah, he worked at the store up on North Avenue. I was down on Lexington, but it was the same. It was still Inner City Records, but he had like 3 or 4 stores, right? But yeah, so Scotty worked at the small store. We worked at the big me and Class worked at the big store. But yeah, all of them was definitely like the OGs, that I say really got me into DJing, like as far as carrying records and actually learning about, learning the
Not
craft,
carrying
going to the
records. You was
clubs.
carrying records.
Yeah, yo, yeah. I used to carry the records into the clubs, yo, and I never forget, yo, like after doing that for probably about 6 or 7 months, that's when they got like the owner in the city records, Mark. We always sold records, but then he actually put a setup in downstairs. Like
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
the 1200s in the
I used
mixer.
to come down there. Yep.
Yeah, so Danny was like, yo, he's like, yo, I think you ready. Like, you can go ahead and start practicing, yo. And I used to go down there like every time, like right before work, like the lunch break and a little bit after work, I would go out there and just keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And then, being with Class, Class started DJing on V103, and at that time, Ruby was at V103. So we would go
y'all
up there
some old
at
niggas.
night.
I want to say that again, yo.
Yeah.
Class had a set on V103. We went up there. Ruby was the DJ that night, and that's how I got introduced to Ruby. And that. So that right there is like, I really owed the Class and Scotty for actually and Sean for introducing me to the game. Like, cause with them, they just plugged me into all the other big names. It's funny. Before I started working in any city, Scotty used to DJ at Garfield's. And I used to go to Garfield's. Right. He used to DJ at Garfield's, and I used to go to Garfield's, and I ain't like Scotty, and I ain't even know him. Because I was like, yo, who the hell is this white dude up here? Like, got jumping. Like, I wasn't even DJ then. I was like, yo, who the hell is this motherfucker? Like, how did he get this job here? Because Garfield's was my spot. And then years later, I ended up working with him, and then found out, like, we became, real close. Even to this day, like, we still talk. Close. We probably talk like every day or every other day.
I kind of like when I first saw Scotty, because you hear DJ's name all the time, but you never see him. And then when I see him, I'm like, yo, that's motherfucking Scotty B. That's always. Yep. But then I realized, like, he the OG to a lot of DJs.
A lot of DJs, yo.
Yeah. And so he highly respected in the game, yo, because he OG'd a lot of our favorite DJs, yo. Like,
oh my gosh, yo, yeah. Yeah, so like, so they actually, Scotty and Class I always say, yo, that they definitely introduced me to the game, and that's how I became as close to like all these DJs now because of them, like just being around them and them plugging me in. So it's quite a few OGs though.
And shout out, speaking to DJs, we got to shout some of them out, yo. Shout out to my man. Who's no longer with us, Reggie Reg.
Reggie, my God.
Because Reggie ran for
Listen, if you ain't got a Reggie Reg story, you don't know this man like you supposed to. If he ain't never borrowed no money from you.
Yo, let me hold 20. Yo, I'll get back to you.
Reggie was my man, yo.
So Reggie got a lot of brothers. I'm gonna tell you what Reggie did. Reggie got a lot of regular dudes on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because at least here, because remember before him, radio, everybody sounded like Donnie Simpson, or you had to have a radio voice. Reggie was one of the first people that had that real Baltimore authenticity to the radio.
Yep. So he was on the radio. He was on the radio when you was on there, Larry?
He was on there before me, way before me.
Yeah.
Like when K Swift, Pork Chop, he grandfathered a lot of them, yo.
Yeah.
And K Swift got Pork Chop started.
Right.
Got him on the radio.
And shout out to K Swift, who see it's like a legacy, yo. It's like you got the great grandfather, then the grandfather. You know what I mean? And so that's when you give back to your craft, yo, and you instill something in people, and then they give it. It's like almost like, I hate to use this analogy, but like a virus. You touch somebody, then they touch somebody, then they birth somebody, and that's how
that's how it was to me.
But
back,
see, that's and what I will say about y'all two is that y'all do it in a positive way, because even with Larry, Larry's my OG, so I never seen him try to take advantage of like any young people coming up, or never wanted to see them try to get like if somebody moved faster than him, it just didn't matter as long as he giving them the information, or how to get there. You know what I'm saying? So that's how when you touch somebody and it's that positive energy is contagious.
Because I feel like that's when you're a true mentor. You should want whoever you mentor to be better than you or to grow bigger than you. Mm-hmm. If you're not doing it for that reason, why the fuck are you doing it? It really, you got a lot of people who are narcissists and they're pretending to be mentors, but really what they're trying to do is control other people. Because once somebody get to a certain point, you should be comfortable with them growing without you. The whole point is not to keep the person under you, but to help them learn and grow to the point where they can operate outside of what you've taught them. And
that's the second time me hearing that word narcissist. My ex-wife called me that the other day.
Because you said you're narcissistic?
Yeah. I said, what the fuck is that? Let me go Google this shit.
Because you got a lot of people out here try to use people and disguise it as helping them. And that's not true. And so when anybody bring up my name in comedy, I always wanted it to be in a positive light. Never try to fuck nobody, never lie to somebody, never try to dampen, you got people out here that try to humble somebody, set you up to bomb just so you could be humbled and shit. Why the fuck you do that? Anybody that I deal with, that I advise or impart any type of wisdom into them, I want them to succeed, and then that way I'm like, I was responsible for that person being who they are. Like, that make me feel good because now they out doing the same shit, and all I want them to do is give it back.
Right.
So who was
your OG, Larry?
I got so many of them, man.
Damn.
Well, I'm gonna start with the beginning. The beginning
was he got you started.
Who?
Howard. He said he was the purpose of your career. Like, without him.
Let me, because Henry, you been because it is truth to that. But let me start at the beginning. The beginning was Stacey Carver, right?
Stacey, yeah, that's the guy who put me on stage.
Jay Phillips, they was the beginning.
Jay Phillips, he was from Baltimore.
Well, Jay Phillips actually, believe was from D.C. And Stacey is actually from Jersey, but they lived here. Both of them settled here. And so they had a comedy night at the Latin Palace. Mm-hmm. And me and my buddy that I worked with when I worked at Baltimore County Detention Center, we was looking for something to do on a Tuesday night. And back then, in 1999, 2000, it really wasn't shit going on a Tuesday night.
Man, A-Rod was at the Windsor.
Right. So we go into the spot and we see these girls going there, and we followed the girls like, oh, they going in there, let's see what's up. So we follow them, and Jay and Stacey are outside. And I'm thinking they two young drug dealers who bought the club because they like, yo, come on in, check out our comedy show. I thought they was the owners. And Jay had on crocodile boots. And everybody know in Baltimore, only hustlers wore crocodile boots.
Yeah.
Crocodile. So I'm like, oh, these some young drug dealers, and they done bought a club and shit. We go inside. Them two niggas are the comedians. And I'm like, oh, shit. They won't say, you know what I mean? And so they were, and I think the headliner was Coca Brown.
Ooh.
Coco
right?
Brown.
Coco Brown. We had Coco Brown once.
They only had about 20 people in the club. And Latin Palace was a big Miami-style club. It looked like the club that got shot up in the movie Scarface. Remember when Scarface got shot up? Had palm trees inside and all that shit. So I remember going to them after the show like, yo, listen, people tell me I'm funny all my life. How do I get started? They was like, look, take these 5 tickets. They $10 a piece. This will be your registration fee. We having an open mic talent competition in 2 weeks, and you can do it. That'll be your first time on stage. So I got all my co-workers from the jail to go with me. I came like 30 deep, right? Mm-hmm. Go down there, and I'm not only competing against comics, I'm competing against singers, niggas juggling, all kind of shit, right? So I do 12 minutes of dick material. I didn't even know I was only supposed to do 7 minutes. They was giving me the light, but I was so new, I didn't even know what the fuck
You
that
ain't
I
know
was.
what
did
it
the
meant.
same. I did the same thing.
I thought they was taking the picture of me. So I got a standing ovation and I won. And that started me on the comedy. Now, after that, I had a slight break. Like I stopped doing comedy for a couple of months. Then a mutual friend of mine introduced me to Ricky Shackle.
Uh-oh.
So I could get, because Stacy and Jay was traveling, and they were so far advanced that we kind of lost touch or whatever, right? So
they brought you to death row.
right. And then I got introduced to Ricky Shackleton, and I started doing comedy under him once a month at Corinthians. They had a comedy night on Sunday night. And that's how me, Ricky, and Howard all got close.
Right.
So those are my two OGs, Stacy Carver, Jay Phillips, and then Ricky Shackleton and Howard G.
Howard G.
Then you got to throw in Lonnie Davis, Laughing Lenny, Coca Brown, Chris Thomas, Kevin Anthony, a brother named Ken Reed who passed away. Of course, Joe Recker.
Joe, rest in peace.
So it's like so many comics that I've come in contact with, man, that touch me, that I've learned from over the years, and I always got to give them credit, man. And if I left somebody off, it ain't because but it's just so many people who were instrumental in my growth and development and gave me words of wisdom, even if it was one line, something that I never forgot and was able to pass on.
That's what's up. Is there anybody like young in the game that still like they give you inspiration, like keep you inspired, like damn, I gotta keep doing it, or people that you see just like they just got it?
Nobody that inspires me to keep going, because I think only you can do that for yourself.
Yeah.
And I try not to measure myself or judge myself by other people's success, because that could make you bitter.
Yeah.
So, of course, I'm proud of Cleon, even though Cleon the asshole. I'm real proud of what he's done independently, but I always saw that in Cleon. Like I always saw that. You, of course, because I've seen your growth. And here's what I mean by growth. It ain't like you really doing any new material. You doing the same material, but the shit you perfected it where it sounds like it's new material. Like when I watch your set, I seen your set grow, and like it's a couple times when I done went behind you and was like, I might have to tell these motherfuckers don't put
Look, when you told me that the first time, we was at the Boxcar in Harford County at the Girl Rare spot, and he was like, one more time, nigga, and you
right. And it's like, but that's the thing. As a mentor, you always want the people, your mentees, to get to that point where you like, don't put him in front of me no goddamn way. Ray, it's been a couple times when I'm like, I might have to start separating these motherfuckers. So y'all two, I'm real proud of like when I see Dave Butler, because so many of y'all that came up under me, and I'm just so proud to see how everybody's growing and doing their own thing. So the names are countless, like Ivan Martin, Dave Butler.
I like Ivan.
Tink.
Definitely like Tink. Tink is strong, boy.
Ron Canada, Stiletto. Like everybody came through like 347. You know what I mean?
Woo! Boy, you got to get another 347, man.
And so it's like an all-star, like it was like a farm league. Like everybody went on to go to the NBA and shit because they was coming in there training.
I think my class, man, I think we had like a real strong class. Like I came up with like Stiletto. I think like Ron, Stiletto, like Dave. It's a lot of us. It's still not they didn't make it, but we had a nice.
So when I say make it, I mean just seeing people grow. Like Desi, I'm proud of Desi for what he's doing.
Yeah, Desi came up with that too.
Omar Terrell doing his thing. Who else? Frank Nitti came under me, doing this thing. It's a lot. Oh, Ty Davis, my girl, Ty Davis.
Yeah, I told Ty she had it.
Sonny Fuller, even Amos, who's not doing comedy no more, but Amos still doing this thing with the fitness and doing financial literacy.
Oh, he swole too.
Right. So I'm real proud of that, man. Just seeing everybody grow. Kyrie, part of the newer crop that's coming in. Maria Sanchez, who then turned into a beast. Even some of the DC comics, like my man Rallo, my girl Paris Sachet up in New York doing her thing. Real proud of her. One of my boys, this guy that went on and he done got huge. What's my boy name? I think I'm getting Alzheimer's early, man.
He's from DC?
Yeah, he from DC. He was a real,
Alex Starr?
Oh, Alex Starr. Yup, Alex Starr.
He was a monster, boy. He was a problem.
What's my man name? He up in New York, man, and he doing this thing. He actually was in Chris Rock's movie Top 5. He
light-skinned dude?
No, he dark-skinned. He got a bush. He real weird, but he doing his thing now. Mm-hmm. And I remember seeing him when he was doing this thing when he first started, and he was worried about. And I said, man, I'm telling you, you got something special. Don't change. Just stay who you are.
Right.
He doing this thing, man. I know I'm gonna remember his name, and it's coming to me. Oh, Eric Myers came under Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
C.J. Barney, who probably won't admit that. I OG his fat ass. A lot of motherfuckers that try to act like they ain't come to the Larry Lancaster school, but they did. Lawrence Owens, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Another one, tremendous comic doing this thing. I'm just proud, man. Candace Saunders.
Yeah.
Doing her thing. White boy Eric, who moved up to New York. Eric Miser. Justin Slagle. So it goes back and forth, even between some of the mainstream comics, man. But like I just see some of the new cats, and I'm just proud of where they're going. Like they doing their thing, and they doing their shit independently. They not waiting for somebody permission.
Right.
Right. Well, that's what's up, man. I'm getting the message that we got to wrap it up.
We got to wrap it up.
We forgot all about we was going with that. We was streaming live. We just thought we was on the
conversation. We ain't seen it so long. But that's what it should feel like, man.
Like you happen to like what we said, cool. If you didn't, fuck.
Big shout out to April, man, for making this all possible, man. She be working hard with this telecommunication thing.
Yeah, thank you, April. Jesus, we love you, baby.
Yeah. I told her we can do this shit every night.
I think April snuck off the African and got some mandingo, yo.
Oh shit. And on that note, man, we gonna close this out.
Right. Larry, you got a last word, Larry?
Yeah, April, we want to meet Mandingo. We know you went over there. And they was like, April, oh, she light-skinned. Dark-skinned people love light-skinned people, yo.
She gonna call us back. Frank.
I think April went over there and got some Mandingo and came back and tried to act like that.
She was over there with my dude, too, man. I went to school with him, the guy that she was with.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. We went to middle and high school together.
All right, so if I had to say a last word in these trying times, first of all, make sure y'all check me out on my radio show, WEAA Throwback Saturdays. I'll be trying to get y'all to listen, but y'all niggas don't like to get up. It's every Saturday at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. But I always say tough times don't last, but tough people do.
That's right.
Word.
And on that note, we shall see y'all next Wednesday, the same time, same channel. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all stay safe and wash your goddamn hands.
For real. Hey, real quick, if anybody on while I'm quarantining, man, I'm on Xbox, Call of Duty, Iceman Jones 410. Y'all holler at me. I'm gonna be on there until I pass out.
Oh, real quick, y'all. This just came across my timeline. They got breaking news. They say they got a plant that can stop the spread of the coronavirus.
What kind of plant?
Plant your ass on the sofa and stay the fuck out. That's the plan.
All right, man. We holler at
All right.
y'all next week, baby.
Peace
Yes,
out.
sir. All right.
Oh my God.